Hello everyone and welcome. So this is just a quick intro to the footage you're going to see. I went into town today and I wanted to tackle a street that when I last went 13 years ago I was, I guess you'd call it, fat shamed. I think I know I've talked about this before, but and you'll see it on the footage, there is a Yorkshire bank and there was a cash machine there, and it was 11 o'clock in the morning. The kids were opposite in Home Bargains, so I was at the till and there was a really long queue. The machine was really slow and there was a man in the queue who was shouting abusive things to us, like with regards to my weight, saying things like that the reason it was slow was because I was so fat, and that, you know, calling me fatty and chubby and hurry up, and I just kind of wanted the ground to swallow us up, really, because back then obviously the way I thought about myself, having someone say those things was only confirming how I already felt, and I just was also drawing attention to us, which I hated because he was very loud. He was also rather intoxicated. It was, I think, I'm not sure if I already said this, it was 11 o'clock in the morning, and you know, this went on, and it probably seemed like a good sort of, I don't know, it seemed like hours to me, but it possibly was a couple of minutes. I don't know what was up with the machine at the time. Like I said, the queue was really big. No one said a word. They all just kind of looked the other way as if they weren't there. Although to me, thinking about it at the time, I just felt like everybody would be staring, which obviously they were, but no one was saying anything either, or they were just turning the other way as if it wasn't happening. And I wish I'd had the guts to stand up for myself at the time, but obviously when you feel like that about yourself, then you're not going to stand up for yourself. Do you know what I mean? So I kind of ran down the street, well, not ran, but I walked fast down the street and hid round the corner. There's a little side street, and there used to be a big jewellers on the corner called Blacklocks. It's now a pawn shop, I think. And I hid in the back lane, calmed myself down to sort of prepare, so I was trying not to get upset and stuff. And as I came out of there, two older ladies who were, I don't know, sort of 5 feet in front of us, elbowed the other one and sort of went, "Look at the size of her," and she obviously looked shocked, you know what I mean? And I was kind of like, you know, now I kind of think, you know, I wasn't deaf, like treating it like I didn't exist, or like I couldn't hear what they said, you know what I mean? And it sort of makes me really angry now, like really annoys me. Like I would never ever say anything about anyone to them or anything like that, no matter what it is. You don't know what's going on the other side, you really don't, and it frustrates me now. So what I wanted to do today was I wanted to go back into town and particularly that street, because, you know, like I said, that was kind of, after that happened with the two ladies, I came out of the out of the back lane. My children had come out of Home Bargains, and I literally got them and jumped in a taxi, and I never went back. I never went back for 13 years, you know. and it was just kind of like that icing on that cake kind of thing that topped it off, that just stopped us. And obviously when you have you build up a fear of something that your brain then doesn't want you to face, and it sort of, obviously hence why you get like anxious or panic attacks or all those things, because your brain remembers that fear you had and it doesn't want you to repeat it, because obviously its ultimate aim is survival, and obviously it doesn't understand the difference between whether you're being chased by a lion or whether someone is just like disgusting in the way they speak to someone who they don't know. Like, so I did say this was going to be a short intro, didn't I? 5 minutes later. I was going to do part of that afterwards, but I was going to do this bit afterwards, I should say. So this is me going back into that part of the town, going back into that street specifically, and sort of changing the memory. So from that bad memory I had there to now making a positive one. So yeah, I'll insert that footage, and then I will come back again at the end just to sort of wrap up, I think. So thank you. Hello again. So basically, you should have seen the footage. I obviously put words across the screen to show which area I was in and things like that. I have took it back and I've made it a positive. There was some things that didn't quite work going in at the time of day. I was kind of hoping to get into more charity shops. Unfortunately, it wasn't really as simple as I thought. I got into one which there is no footage of, but I was pretty much I could go around one path of the outside. I couldn't go further in near where the knickknacks were, or the knickknacks, bric-a-brac, it's better words, isn't it? And I couldn't get near the books or anything like that, so I just kind of went round one path and came back out really. That was in shelter, but fabulously I could get through the doorway and was able to get through that. The other ones, some of them were just single doors and wasn't possible at all. Doors that did have double doors, one which you didn't see because there was some shops on the other side that you couldn't see in Blandford Street. One had the door was locked, and then they were using the space in front of it to place things that were on sale or whatever, so I couldn't get in there. And the other two that I could have got in, one was too cramped inside that I wouldn't have been able to get round, and the other one, my daughter tried the door but it was locked, and I didn't want to bring further attention by asking someone to open it. Do you know what I mean? I kind of just felt like those things should already be in place, it should already be open, because someone with a double pram or anything like that, they would struggle to get in. So yeah, I was a bit annoyed about that, but it is what it is. And the main thing I went around there was just to conquer that street itself. I did look at the areas before, I did look at the cash machine where on Yorkshire Bank and the back lane. I kind of did look there and think about it, but it didn't affect me at all. I was a little bit apprehensive earlier on today about it, thinking, oh, what if it has an effect on us, that is it a negative effect that sort of reconfirms that, or what if something negative happened again. But I'm much better equipped anyway to cope with something. I don't think about myself in the same way. I obviously don't think that I'm not worth it, or I don't have the worst self-hate anymore. I actually like who I am, and I'm much more positive, and I've got faults like everyone, but I wouldn't ever allow anyone to speak to us like that again, so I don't think there was anything to worry about in that sense, because I just think I'm in a different place. If anyone did say anything, and I wouldn't hold on to it like I have in the past, you know what I mean, because it wouldn't be confirming my own views, because my own views aren't the same anymore. I don't think that of myself, so therefore it's not going to affect us. And I kind of think, well, not that it should happen, it shouldn't, people shouldn't have the right to it, but it does more make me annoyed. I get more angry at people who think that they can just say and do what they want without considering anything else but what they think. Do you know what I mean? Because not one person in this world is perfect, not one, and whatever it is that you have issues with, and we all do things to the extreme, and maybe what you have issues with I don't, but I would never judge, and I would never say anything. And yeah, we can all think things in our head, think things in your head, but leave them in your head. Simple as that. So yeah, I went into Home Bargains, which you'll have seen the footage for. I wanted to go in Heron, but unfortunately the aisles were full of baskets, and the first part where you'd have to turn to go up, although they had double doors, not that I checked, we didn't check whether the double doors both were open, but you had to kind of turn and then go around, and I don't think I would have managed to turn with the baskets and things that were there. So that was a shame. So all the places that I wanted to try, I did go to TK Maxx, which was before the footage, and that was really good. It was spacious. I was able to get around everywhere. Really liked it. Loved all the home furnishings and things like that. There were some really nice things in there. If I'd had lots of money, I think I could have spent quite a bit. And then we came round and went into Wilkinson's. Now I'm really funny with lifts, as I might have said before. And obviously the Wilkinson's has 4 floors, so it's 3rd floor, 2nd floor, 1st floor and the ground floor. Yeah, so we went right to the top, which is where the cafe is. It is just the cafe, to be honest. We had something. I had a toasted sandwich with, I think it came with chips. No, you had to buy the chips, and my daughter got a cheeseburger, and you had to buy the chips for that as well. I'll insert a photo here somewhere, if I no, up there, isn't it, of the toasted sandwich, if I can. And it was okay. I think they put some sort of dressing all over the salad on the plate, but it didn't state what it was on anything, because it didn't state that the chips then came with salad. And so, and I couldn't, I tasted a tiny bit and it didn't really have any taste, and I didn't really bother with it, to be honest. We then went down a floor and to the 2nd floor, had a look around in there, got a few bits and bobs, went down again, had a look around in there, and then went down. Oh, and when I was in the 1st floor, I bumped into my niece and my nephews, so I seen them for a little while, and then went down to the ground floor and had a look around there, got a few bits and bobs, bought them. You should see them after this in a haul that I've done. I've done a Wilkinson haul on its own, and I did a Home Bargains and TK Maxx haul on its own, separate as well. Yeah. I think that's what I'm meaning. Yeah. So after we came out of Wilkinson's, it was 5:30. I'd been in the wheelchair since about 1:20 and I had to get back from the town yet. Now my daughter, we had quite a few bags, so my daughter hopped on the bus with all the bags, and then I drove over by myself. Now, it said in the weather today that it wasn't going to be as windy, and it was going to be quite sunny earlier on in the day, for most of the day apparently. The weather didn't quite go to plan as it was meant to. It was very windy. As I said, the bridge is just, I find it really horrifying. I tense all the way over. I've done it, you know, this is the 3rd time I've gone across. I will be going across again this month, because I intend to go to the pictures. It's fighting that urge to not, and every time I've gone across it's been fine. And to be honest, it has been easier. I still don't like it, but it's not as bad as the first time. It's not as scary as the first time. And even though it was really, really windy today, like really windy, it still wasn't as scared. But I definitely tense all the way over. I tense, and I want to go in the bike lane, because the bike lane's further away from the side, but obviously I can't. Even though I should be able to, because I've got wheels, but but yeah, it just, you know, I was pleased. I mean, Laura, my daughter, she walked over with us, and it wasn't too like there was a few gusts of wind, but it wasn't as cold. And then on the way back, like I said, I came back myself, and although it was dark again, there was a few gusts, and it wasn't too cold, it wasn't too bad. And I got back home for 5 to 6, so it took us 25 minutes, which isn't bad really. I was quite surprised. I kind of was thinking maybe 40 minutes, so 25 minutes is pretty good. But overall, this day was about going and turning what was a negative, bad memory into a positive one. And whilst it wasn't amazing or anything, because, you know, it was good to sort of conquer that. It was good to sort of own it, if that makes sense. Like, go back and own it, and nah, nothing will ever stop us again. Like, I really don't think that anything could ever stop me now. It's just like, you know, I don't know, I'm just massively positive, and I just want to keep improving, and I want to keep doing good, and I want to keep moving forward, and I want to help where I can, in any way I can, and yeah, keep conquering them things. So thank you very much for watching. If you're new here, and you'd like to see more, please subscribe, and please like and comment and all those things that you do. Thank you very much, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye.